All right, our next guest this week has been a part of countless projects. I'm going to try and keep this real short so we can spend as much time with him as we can. He's been on The Daily Show. He's been on Old School as far back as that fantastic movie is. Both Hot Tub Time Machine movies, the Emmy Award-winning and again nominated Children's Hospital, and HBO's new hit that we're all fans of on this podcast, Ballers. Please welcome to the showcast, Rob Corddry. Rob, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you, guys. And say, great showcast so far.
Thanks.
Sam, when you said that thing to Adam, and Adam, you came back at him like, perfectly, and then you guys had that back and forth. It was great.
we appreciate coming from you. That means a lot.
Yeah, we're glad the chemistry works.
Yeah. And we're glad
it's really going to work out, guys.
And we're glad we could get you on. I mean, I know we're supposed to have you on last week. Some unforeseen circumstances happened, so we really appreciate you rescheduling and actually getting back on with us. This is great. We're glad to have you.
I will do anything you guys tell me to do.
Excellent. I will keep that in mind for later. We'll start off. We'll start off with Ballers. Like we said, the finale just will have aired by the time our listeners are hearing this. But with the way HBO is, obviously HBO Go, HBO Now, that's pretty much how I watch all my HBO shows anyway. So, how awesome was the first season of Ballers? I mean, it was renewed for season 2, I think. I don't know after like one episode or something like that.
Yeah, it didn't take. Well, that's what I like about HBO too. They sort of don't fool around. They're not playing with anyone's emotions. They're like, we like it. We're going to do it. And they also tend to give shows, even if they don't, they tend to give shows that are a little bit more troubled than we are a second season to try kind of air it out a little bit, which is good. It's a pretty good place to work so far.
Yeah, it seems like some shows, when they have trouble finding their footing, HBO usually tends to give them that time to kind of, correct the trip up so that they can maybe find the audience that they were missing from the first season, unlike some other networks that'll just cancel things, within like five episodes if the ratings aren't there.
Networks that I can think of.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, obviously working with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, whatever people are calling him these days, but you also get to work with some pretty sweet NFL players. I know before Ballers came out, when we were kind of previewing it on the showcast, we were like, maybe we won't see NFL players because the NFL hates this kind of thing, like hates drugs, sex use, all that other stuff. But they actually got to see some NFL players. You got to hang out with guys like Victor Cruz, and all guys like that. I will say this. We are Philadelphia-based, so, I mean, Victor Cruz isn't really the best person we want to see. I actually was kind of hoping maybe you could hit him in his other knee. Is that low blow?
Listen, I get it. I've never met more rabid, insane fans than I have from Philly. You guys are absolutely insane. And you asked me to hurt Victor Cruz, I bet half jokingly.
Yes, maybe 60-40.
Got it. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And we're not really. Victor was in the script, but a lot of the other guys who aren't necessarily, like they're just hanging out and thrown into scenes. Like it's kind of a surprise for us too when they show up. That's really neat. But Victor was definitely the highlight for me because I had scenes with him, and also because he was on my fantasy team and doing pretty well until he almost died on the field. That was just the worst.
And that happened in Philly too. That injury.
All right, guys, let it go. Huh? Come on.
Well, Rob, if it makes you feel any better, Adam is the only Eagles fan. I'm not an Eagles fan, so you're safe with me. I won't put him down.
And almost maybe another low blow, but I thought, and, to your point, you kind of have to have a keen eye for some of the players that pop up here and there. I thought in a couple, I think it might have been episode 7 or 8, did Jason Pierre-Paul pop up?
Yeah, I believe so.
In the tattoo parlor, I think.
Yeah, but that's it's really funny. There's a really funny scene. Victor is a really good actor. Like he's a natural, and a lot of the other guys they're still like they're just happy to be there, but they're kind of like, how does this work? What? And it took him a little bit. Like he was just goofing around.
And that was I assume that was pre-accident, pre-fireworks accident.
Yeah, that's like that's the demarcation, like what like it's pre-Kennedy assassination and post-Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah, he loves loud noises.
Pre-F, I guess, pre-fireworks.
Yeah.
What's it? I have to imagine. Like, I'm a big WWE fan, so I was a fan of The Rock, but I wasn't, or Dwayne now. But I mean, I wasn't too sure about what to think of him as an actor. But I've really come around on him, you know, just from past movies, even before Ballers. I've come around on him. What I have to imagine.
The Tooth Fairy?
Not the Tooth Fairy. He's got to be. He seems like he would be somebody who's a lot of fun to work with on set.
Yeah, I think everybody probably had that same attitude, like, here, another sports star coming in because they think they can say words believably.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, everybody, I haven't met anybody that doesn't like, or at least appreciate Dwayne Johnson in something, you know, because he's that kind of guy, that magnetic sort of obscenely likable person on screen because he's that way in person. He's a really, really good, kind-hearted, massive dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he seems like that. I mean, I've seen a bunch of stuff. He puts out a lot of funny tweets, you know, on his Twitter posts. So, I mean, that, you can usually gauge a person's personality a little bit by that. So, yeah, he seems like somebody who would be a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah, you know, and he's also like the whole social media thing, man. It's like, it's another full-time job for him. Like, he has sort of like, I don't know, mastered that form of promotion and just getting out and talking to the fans like nobody else has. I kind of envy it because I let it go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's never too late to get back into it.
Yeah. At Rob Corddry.
So hard.
I wanted to switch gears, for a minute, and I wanted to talk to you. I know that, you recently came back, I believe it was last week, to be part of Jon Stewart's final show, for The Daily Show. I know you did a nice little run as a correspondent for the show. What are your thoughts on Jon hanging it up and passing over the reins to Noah? Cause I'm a huge Daily Show fan. I haven't missed an episode of that show in probably close to 10 years. So, I mean, I'm curious as to what your thoughts would be as somebody who's worked with Jon.
Oh yeah, well I'm surprised that he did it for this long because, and that's nothing about his character. It's more about that job itself. You know, it's such a hard thing when you think about it. Like, really, what his job description is taking news in the morning and turning it into jokes within like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really like, it's just a pipeline, and it's got to be exhausting. When I was back, the time I was back before the final show, I was in the makeup room because I was a guest. I was in the makeup room, and Jon came in. He sat down. He looked exhausted, and he was just like, "So what's it like?" And I was like, "What's what like?" And he goes, "I don't know, daylight, that sort of thing. Getting up what you want." Like, oh, you're gonna like it. You're really gonna like it.
Yeah, I mean, and not blowing smoke. I've been a fan of yours for a while. You were probably one of my favorite correspondents on that show. You and your brother Nate. You know, you were both great on that show.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. We definitely got in there at sort of just the right timing. But, you know, George Bush was very good to us.
Yeah.
Of course. But it was right around when the show was really hitting its stride, and that is just a pure piece of luck, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. Another project that you worked on that I'm a big fan of, and I seem to be, I don't want to say a rarity. I know a lot of people that are fans of this film, but you can ask Adam, I'm a big fan of the zombie genre. I loved Warm Bodies. I thought that was, I was a little skeptical when I heard about like a cure for zombieism, but,
of course,
you know, being a fan of the genre, but I absolutely loved that movie. You yourself, you don't have many lines of dialogue in the movie, but I have to imagine that still had to be a lot of fun to do. even without dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, it's more fun without dialogue. Dialogue's a pain in the ass. It was great to be able to, I never had to go at a character like that before. And also, I'm also a big fan of the zombie genre.
Okay.
And that movie came along at a time when it was really sort of being exhausted.
It was oversaturated.
Where else could you take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the first movie, and maybe the only movie so far, to actually tell the story from the zombies' point of view.
Which I love, yeah.
Yeah, and now they also, like, people were also skeptical because, it could be perceived as sort of like a chick flick, and like, guys that like zombie movies aren't necessarily going to say, that I got to see, but really I've never met anybody that said, nah, I didn't like it. I have met people that have said, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But it is a really well-told story, and I really love that movie. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no problem. And I have to imagine, too, I mean, you still, there's still comedic elements to the movie. You still come off very funny, even without dialogue. I have to imagine that probably adds a little bit of an extra challenge to try and pull off comedy and be funny without dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely a fun one. Although, I came from the theater. I can't say that without affecting an accent of some sort. But, so I guess I was trained for that more than anything. And so it was nice to be able to, like, sort of, rely on some things that I hadn't necessarily had to use in years. And it was really, really cool. About the comedy, there was one thing that the challenging part I found out too late was, there was one line I improvised it, right?
Uh-huh.
And, and it's basically grunts, but it's, I say to him, bitches, man, like, and after he's gone through the breakup, whatever you want to call it. And the second I said it, I was like, oh, man, that was cheap. That was cheap, dude. And I knew it was going to, I actually begged them to not put it in the movie because it was a nice moment, and I felt like that sort of was too easy. But it is funny. It does get laughs, so listen, at the end of the day, that's what keeps me getting up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we're kind of running short on time with you, but I can't let you go without mentioning again Children's Hospital. Has already won an Emmy in the past, nominated again this year. It's up against, there's some pretty tough competition. You got Key and Peele, one of Zach Galifianakis's Between Two Ferns with Brad Pitt, which I know is really funny. Luckily, one of the other ones is the halftime show with Katy Perry, so I don't think you have any problems there.
Yeah, we're not worried about that one.
Yeah. Already nominated for season 7. Is that coming? Will that be like another spring, like this year was, or is that going to be back to the summer?
I'm really not sure, but the rumbling has been that they're really digging it, and they want to get it out as soon as possible. So it might be early 2016.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I mean the cool thing about that, since it's shorter, it's so easy to watch.
Well, yeah, and that's what's like. I'm waiting for the rest of television to catch up. Who wants to watch 22 minutes? Right? In and out. In and out.
Even like Ballers, I mean, because it's prime time, or I mean not prime time, it's premium. It's a little longer, but there's no commercials, and you can kind of do almost anything you want on it. I mean, that type of comedy, and then like the quick. Let's face it. I mean, we have short attention spans these days, so 12 minutes, 11 minutes is perfect for our attention span.
But I also think it might have less to do about attention spans than just like anybody with any editing experience could take any 22-minute show on TV, cut it down to 11 minutes, and not miss a bit of story or a joke.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I really believe that's true because so I think what you might be responding to, what people respond to in that format is just like, oh, this is all we need. Like we still tell the same amount of story.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot about myself and my work, guys. So,
It's Deep.
But yeah, I think like, I don't know, attention span is variable. Like, I agree that it's definitely shorter than it used to be, but we can still focus on one thing for a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's just more to do about storytelling. You know?
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. But we'll let you get going. We don't want to hold you up any longer. We'll definitely point people to go see Ballers if they missed the finale. Catch up on the whole season, HBO Go or HBO Now, and like we said, keep an eye out for season 7 of Children's Hospital. And even though maybe he doesn't tweet as much as Dwayne Johnson, still follow Rob on Twitter at Rob Corddry. Rob, thanks a ton for spending some time with us. If you're free when Children's Hospital is back on air, we'll have to see if we can get you back on. This was a blast.
I would love to, man. Anytime.
Awesome.
Good talking, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again, Rob, and we will be right back with more Showcast after this.